Hello, my name is Alexander. This is a video demo of TotalMED Hospital Management Software. TotalMED Hospital Management Software has 6 modules covering reception, um, admin, consultation, nurses, pharmacy, diagnosis. So I'm going to begin with the um, admin, which is management. Alright, so once you log in as admin, you will see your dashboard. Low stock level is for the drugs. So if you have any of your drugs in your store that is low, you would see it here. So when you are reducing the drugs, you get to set what number you want to get alerted. So if it's 5, for instance, if it's as low as 5, then you get alert for that drug. So that's what that is for. This is number of admitted patients, total visits today, and total revenue is that number. The software does automatic billing, so you will see how all that works as we go on. Under settings, you set the patient registration fee. So new patients, this is the amount of money that you're revealed. This is consultation fee. This is emergency consultation fee. Then you upload your logo from here and save. Once you've done that setting, you would only need to come back here if you change your fees. The logo should stay the same most of the time. Under register, you register your personnel from here. So when you register personnel, you set the email, and then that personnel is going to get an email of his password. So you don't get to see the password. But once you register, the software generates the initial passwords and send their email to the staff. Staff will get to change the email if he chooses, the password I mean if he chooses to. After registering the staff, you register their roles. So I have just one user here, and I see I added all the roles to that single user. So that's how it works. You can have like the medical director can be both admin and under consultancy, so consultancy and management for the medical director. That's if it's a doctor. Depending on how your hospital is structured, some people may have one or two or more roles. This is consultancy rooms. So you register your consultancy rooms here. So typically you'd have in a hospital, small hospital can have like say 2 rooms. Some hospitals can have as much as 10. Big hospitals, more rooms. So each of the rooms you just register here. So when the nurses are assigning patients, they can assign them accordingly. This is for, okay, still under registry, you have wards. So this is to register the wards. You register a ward, you set the capacity so the software knows when uh, the ward is full. So when the patient is to be admitted, the doctor would know what ward is and how many spaces are available. Although once the ward is full, it will vanish from the option, so the doctor can't assign the patient to that ward. Then you also set the daily rate. So like I said, the software is doing automatic billing, so it needs to know how much it's billing the patient per day within that ward. It can't be the same for all the wards. This is to register medical procedures. So yeah, various medical procedures will go with different prices. So this is where you enter those prices for each of the medical conditions. So if the doctor is recommending or requesting, or what's the word now, ordering one of those procedures, once it's carried out, the price will be attached accordingly. Yeah, that's all for registry. Pharmacy, this is to register the drugs you have. So drug title, the unit for the drug. Let me just call up one of these, see what it looks like. The unit for drug, yeah, is pack. The current level. Of course, your pharmacy will probably already have been stock before you start using this software. So the software needs to know what the current level of that drug is, as in quantity wise, what is the unit cost, and what is the low stock alert you you want to set. So some drugs that are not in high demand, so the low stock value can be as low as 2 or 1, whereas some other drugs that are very, very high demand, 20 is even low for that drug, say like vitamin C, for instance. Right. So that's for that. Then uh, drug procurement. This is when you are restocking your drug. You use this to restock. So you select the drug, enter the unit you're adding, and the quantity you supplied, and you also can change the price from here. Then you click on add. This is a drug. Okay, drug disposal. This is when the drug is say, let's see, vitamin C. Type C. I think C should search and bring me vitamin C. All right. So when a drug is expired, you can just enter the number that is expired, or if you do your reconciliation and you notice that some drugs are missing, to balance up your records, you need to enter those missing drugs as disposed so that you can reconcile your books. So once you enter the number that is lost or expired, you click on disposed, balances that up for you. Still on the pharmacy, you have stock level. So this will just show you the current stock level of all your drugs and their units and the numbers they are. So that's stock levels. That's for pharmacy. This is for diagnosis. So now you need to enter the various kinds of that. If you have your laboratory within your facility, you can add um, various tests and their prices that you bill. So when a doctor orders a test, the software can, bill accordingly when the test has been carried out, not before. So that's how you just do that. Enter the test and the price. Now note that if you wish to have other tests that you don't carry out in your lab, you can account for those tests by simply entering them here. The prices that, of course, marked up prices that you are billing your patients. Then when it's time to carry out the test, you can get the test results externally, then upload the results. It's just the same thing. I will show how that is done when we get to the diagnosis part of the software. Reports. So there's one report here, the daily report. So I'm going to go back in time. I think I should have something here. I'm not sure. Now let's go further back in time. Yes, I think I should have something that far back in time. Yeah, that's something. So it will show new patients that we are registered within that time. Never mind this age stuff. It's based on the date of birth, so it calculates the age automatically. Then registration fee is collected. Admitted patients within that time. Um, income statement. So what this thing is best when you do it for a day. At the end of the day, you just check for that day's report, not just for it. But if you want to do for a whole month, you can do that too. Yeah. So it shows admitted patients, consultation fee, total consultation fee collected. Consultation fee can be, uh, yeah, okay, yeah. Consultation fee is calculated based on the rate that we apply, multiplied by the rate multiplied by the patient, but not always that way, because if it's emergency consultation, there's a different fee that goes with it, but it just brings the total money paid on that consultation here for the interval. This is deposit from admitted patients. When a patient is admitted, an inpatient, they make deposits at different times till they get discharged. So all of that money comes here. Diagnosis fee is here, those are paid for. Diagnosis, drug sales is here. Registration fee collected this year, total income is down there. There's a little If you notice, I didn't put anything on the admissions because that's under that's talking about the daily money collected for because of the ward. That money is within the deposits from admitted patients. So there's a way that math is done. When we get there, I will explain. But basically, it does all the billing accurately for you. It gives you even room to do discounts for a patient or charge for something extra that is outside what the software captures. I will show all of that when we get to that part of the software. So that's the report. I believe that's all for the admin. Then you can just sign out. I'm going to sign out and sign in as the consultant. No. I'm going to sign in as the reception. So let's receive a patient. All right. So the reception sees number of inpatients, number of outpatients, uh, total deposits so far, and total money collected on consultation. So this is the first thing you do, register a patient from here. So you can use this to register a patient and it will generate an ID card. Let me see if I can quickly write something. Okay, date of birth, let's go back in time, something like that. Phone number, email address, genotype. If you have those figures, throw them in there. Home address, I'm going to throw something in. Name of next of kin, uh, state, that's local government there, phone number of, okay. Occupation, if you have the information, marital status. Then let's pick the, okay, I think I have something here. Headshot, that one is fine. There's something I just downloaded. So registration fee is here. So this shows that you're going to take this amount of money from the patient as the patient registers. So once I click on that, all right. So this is the patient's ID card. So you can print. Depends if you have this plastic card, you can print directly on the plastic card, or you can print on paper and then laminate and hand to the patient. That's all the patient needs for other visits. So the barcode is here if you wish to just scan that when the patient makes a return, or go ahead to type this long alphanumeric here. That's the patient ID. But you can also search by the patient name. I'll show all of that when we get to that part of this. But oh, I should have saved. Let me copy this. Let me just copy this so that my show will be easier. So when you have a new patient coming in, well, not new, but an existing patient, you want to receive an existing patient, you do it from here, receive patient. You can, if you have a barcode reader connected to your computer, if you scan that, it will bring out this. So once you just beam the QR code, the barcode reader on the patient's ID card, immediately it comes like this. So I'm simulating what will happen by copy and pasting it. So once that happens, you see the patient information and his last visit. Well, this patient we just brought in, so there's no last visit date. This is the first visit. Whereas if I bring up somebody else, you'll see they'll have last visit date. So you can decide if it's a normal consultation or an emergency. So you click to receive patient. That's all. I think one of the differences between the normal and emergency is emergency, it bumps up the patient to the top of the line, whereas if it's normal, based on the time the patient gets to the hospital to follow that order. So if there are 10, the first one, first come, first serve basis kind of thing. Whereas if it's emergency, jump straight to the front to see the doctor. Well, go through the nurses and then see the doctor. Another way to get the patient, if you don't have the ID card with him, you can search and search by name. I think there's a Vincent something in this system. Click on that. You see the patient here. Of course, with type Vincent, see all your Vincents. But if you have the full name, then better to narrow it down for you. You can confirm with the phone number and click on this, and you see the patient. So you can either search by name or use the number to get the patient information. So click on this to receive the patient. Okay. So let us receive the other patient, the other one, because I think Vincent. Like of course you can also see that Vincent has last visit date here. So I'm changing it back and I am doing a normal consultation. Clicking this to receive the patient. All right, that's it. So if you have a lineup, you click to receive the next, and so on. So I'll come back here to show inpatient billing system and how that works when we come back. So let's just jump right back. I'll return to this module later on. Let's go to the next place the patient will go to in the patient's journey, which is the nurses. All right, so the nurses have the number of inpatients and outpatients. Now, the two admitted patients are the two inpatients, and then there is one outpatient here, which is the patient we just received. Outpatient vital signs. Click here to click on this the poll aspirants. Yeah, of course, if there are 50 of them, you see all of them underneath. So followed by the date of the time of arrival. Otherwise, if it's emergency, it bumps it up. I already explained that. So you capture the vital signs. I'm just going to put up some arbitrary numbers. Please bear with me. Not actual figures, of course. That would take some time. Let's use something like, of course, 3 is not a typical height in meters. But then I'm just training numbers. All right, you select the hospital, a consultation room. So I can pick the second one. So this is the nurse now. The nurse will assign the patient to the right consultation room, and then click for the next, and then repeat the process till the queue is done. Now, uh, if you need to change the room, consultation room of any patient, you can do that from here. So if you click change consultation room, if you select the room, you see the patients that are there. You can click and select the room you're moving the patient to, and click on this. The patient is now in that room. So I've moved to see all of them are now in the same room. Let me move the patient out. Which one is that? That was Paul Aspen, right? Yeah. So I'm going to move Paul Aspen back to consultation room 2. All right, this is inpatients. So the nurses also make their rounds, go to the wards. So if you go to inpatient, you select the ward from here. Which one? Okay, all right. This is the ward that has patient. You can select the patient, and you can enter. If you want to take vital signs, record those here too. So it's another way of recording vital signs of patients while they're in the when they're admitted. So to do this, the nurses would need to use their mobile devices. So it can be a phone or a tablet, whichever one works for the hospital. So one or the other. If it's a tablet, that's if the application is hosted locally, then the tablet needs to be on the network, and then they can use it to do this, or the phone, or simply use the application online. It's the same thing. All right. So next is the that's inpatient. We can also look at the okay, yeah, we did the outpatients, we did the inpatients. Okay, so this is outpatient vital signs, inpatient vital signs, and then there's another one that just inpatient. This is not to take vital signs, but to which of the word was it? Yeah, this is to look at the folder of the patient. see notes from the doctor and act accordingly. So depend on what the doctor has written down. You see what the doctor has written down here from his notes, and the nurses can get to add their own notes within it. So there's this notice from the nurse. Okay, so I'll just call it nurse note. So that the next nurse that visits goes there, or the doctor comes in the morning, or so he will see notes that are written also from the nurses. So that of the nurse, the note from the nurse has a different color from that of the doctors. Doctors has this darker color, and the note from the nurses is the brighter colored note. So that's what the nurses do there. Instead of writing on a physical folder, you can add their notes, see notes from the doctor. And this is from previous visits, but the most recent visit is this one. Well, of course, if the patient is admitted, each time the doctor visits the patient, it's seen as a consultation. So there's a different note that is there till the patient gets discharged. Okay. Okay, we talked about changing consultation room. This is for inoculation. So if I enter the patient's card, thank God I still have it saved there. We'll see this patient has not done any of the inoculation. So you click here to select. Okay, I don't have any of them now. Oh, I wish I did. All right, we'll need to enter the various vaccines that you have in your hospital. So it will be on a drop down. Of course, once you select the one that you are, um, what's the word now? Is it offering or administering? That's the right word, administering. So the one you're administering, you select and click add, and it will be in the record there. The date, the vaccine, the date, and the center. So once you call up this, you see the vaccinations the patient has taken in your hospital. All right, that's for the nurses. We have next, after seeing the nurse, of course, the nurse assign them to, that's especially if it's a inpatient, sorry, outpatient. The nurse has already assigned the patient to consultation room. So let's enter that consultation room as a doctor. Now the doctor logs in and sees the number of inpatients and number of outpatients. He's going to enter the consultation room from here and select consultation room. I think it was the one. This is the one, the very first one, the consultation room. Oh, it's not the first one. I thought it was the first one. Did we not assign the patient? Okay, it's the second one. Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We moved to the second consultation room, I remember. Okay, so the second consultation room has Paul Aspen. So you click on Paul Aspen, you have his info here. Is new. This is its first time. So some things you can do. You can add allergies. There's just some little things you can do on the side. Say, let's think of some allergies. I don't know. Peanut, perhaps. People have peanut allergy. You can add another allergy. Just type some gibberish in there so I can move on. So the allergies. Then this is history, medical history, family history. If the family has history of the I don't know, high blood pressure, perhaps high blood. Now remember, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know the right terms to use. So just forgive that. Let me just do what I can do. So that's the family history. You can add as many as the patient describes. This is the vital signs from the last what was taken by the nurses. And you can add your notes from here. Now you're not seeing previous like you saw on the nurse part, because this is a new patient, but you're supposed to see other past records. But you'll see that when we go into the inpatients, because I think I have some records there to show. But this patient was just registered, so you don't have those here. So this is to add your doctor's note. So it's a questionnaire that you just go through. Doctors are very familiar with this format. So please explain your chief complaint. Patient enters, replies, when the complaint started, pick a date, enter that. Other symptoms, see what's next, relevant or contributing factors, and so on and so forth. The other things there, what else do we have? There's even this one as checkboxes. Let's check the first two. No, yeah, not sure the first is okay. You go all the way down to summary, prognosis. Now, two ways you can give the prognosis immediately, or you can order a laboratory test, and based on your test, you can and then run prognosis. So this button here is to order a test. So you can order a lab test and select one of the two that we have here. So let's just say malaria test. Click on that, and the test will be on its way. You can stop here, or you can add prescriptions. If you have prescriptions, you can add some medications there. And if the patient is going to be admitted, you select the ward. As you can see, this first ward has is capacity of 4, but 2 patients are there. That's only 2 of 4, whereas this one is empty. So if you want to admit the patient, that would be the button to click. Otherwise, you add the notes, and that's that. You'll see the next patient next to it. Just click in that order. If there are 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just first one. Once you end the note, click on the second one, get the info, and so on. This is to enter the admission ward to do your rounds. So I think this is the ward that has patients. It keeps popping up. I don't know why. All right. So you click on this select to see. This is the patient we were looking at short a few moments ago. This is what the notes look like. The notes we just took is what to look like here. You can see prognosis, chief complaints, complaint start date, other symptoms, and so on and so forth. The checkbox that we checked there, well, of course, it wasn't for this patient. The other one was for a different patient. We checked the first two, I think. So all of that are here, down to the drugs that are prescribed. If there are medical procedures, um, um, not medical procedure, diagnosis, you will find them here and you can click to view the test results, but there aren't any here. Would have clicked to view. Let's see if there's anyone down here. All right, this one has a test result. Remember, this is not going to be real test results, just little thing I scribbled down. So click on that and you see the result. I will show how the results are created, but this is just, let's see this one. Okay, similar. But anyway, the test is actually elaborate once it's done correctly, but just for uh, my test, I just put something small. You can add a medical procedure if intended by clicking on this and select the from your list and click on add. Okay, and the patient will be billed automatically. This visit will be billed also because this is a consultation, even though the patient is admitted. Once doctor visits you, you'll be billed for it. So that's on that. Those are the two things the doctors do. They are either seeing walking patients, that is the outpatients, or making their rounds through to see patients in the ward. So I'm going to sign out and sign in now as you can sign as pharmacy as at this point. Let's go as pharmacy. Did we? I think there's a drug we prescribed. Okay, so outstanding 3. So we can go into make sales. Yeah. So Paul Aspen was prescribed some drugs. So click on Paul Aspen. You will see the drug that was prescribed is what I just scribbled there as the drug that is prescribed. So you can see prescription pad will carry what drugs that are prescribed by the doctor, and you can search for the drug here. See vitamin C. Vitamin C. Click on search. You find vitamin C. Typically, it will be quantity of 1, but if it's going to be 2, you click on that. and click to add. You repeat for the next drug, so you have 3 drugs. It's another drug they ask for. I can't remember what's in the database of the. So I'm just going to search with E and find that there's nothing E. I think I can't remember what drugs are in there. Let me try A. So we have Panadol. So I'm going to just click on that. We have Panadol added. So total prices all calculated. Once the patient pays, you click on this to conclude transaction, and then you click to repeat the same for the next patient. Now, there are 2 ways of the software bills. The patients that are outpatients that have to pay for their drugs because they are walking patients. The inpatients pay make deposits, so that it's either you're taking this drug, and once the patient representative goes to the reception, he sees the cumulated bill outstanding, haven't removed the previous deposit, and things like this will be visible over there. But if they wish to pay for it immediately, no problem. Pay for the drug that's admitted, which is very rarely going to happen because admitted patients probably won't have their words around. But if you need to do that, then you still need to go to the reception to add that money they paid for. So that's that. This shows as sales history. So I'm just going to run for today alone, and you see the drugs and the total amount of money that is due to be remitted to the um, accounts. Right. So that's that. Pharmacy. Let's look at diagnosis. I think we did something there with order the test, I think. So that's one outstanding. So receive patient here. Cannot remember the name. So anyway, thank God, let's search by name. I do not remember the patient we asked for a test for. Seriously can't. Was it Vincent or Aspen? I think was it Aspen? I can't be sure. Let's see. Okay, good. It was Aspen. Excellent. So yeah, it was Aspen. So Aspen has a lab test and what I call malaria test, 1,000 walking patient. Okay, great. So you click on this to select that test. I have the name, gender, age, malaria test, test number. So this is what we use to create the test. Okay. Now, what the software does is that it just to save you time of recreating the report. It's going to pick the last template for malaria. So the last malaria template will just appear so that you can merely just change the values in the test and save it instead of having to recreate it from scratch. Uh, this is a text editor, so you can do everything here. You can basically do everything. Create tables, bullet points, bold, and so on. So once you've done that, you enter your recommendations here. The nature of the specimen, enter that, and then you click on this to conclude the session. However, if you wish to use a um, a scanned external system, say this patient this lab test that was ordered by the doctor is not done by your resident laboratory, then you need to do it externally, get the result, then you scan it and pick the picture from here. So I'm going to do that and click on that, upload picture, and conclude the session. So that's all. That is why you can see Paul Aspen doesn't have any more outstanding tests. That's all that happens. The billing happens automatically also. So I'm going to sign out as diagnosis and go to nurse, back to nurses again. No, not nurse, reception. Go back to reception, you will see uh, inpatient billing. So you select the ward. I think it's this ward. You see the patients in the ward. There's Jack. There's let's see. Okay, so whichever one you select, if you select Vicent, you see Vicent on. So this very first item is for the ward. This is the name of the ward. So 8 is 8 days the patient has stayed in the hospital. Multiplied by the 5,000 naira that is billed for that ward gives you 40,000. And then there are other items. We didn't do other things. So if we did, we'd find them all here. Other things the patient is billed for, whether it's consultation, drugs, medication, diagnosis, and so on. So will all be here. You can also do make additional charges, say nurse services, for instance, and there's a price for it, 2,000. You click on this, and becomes part of the bill. So it's 42,000 now. And if you wish to make a discount because the software maybe added a medical procedure and the patient did not carry out that procedure, then you need to discount that money. If the procedure was 10,000 naira, at 10,000 as discount, and it becomes discount from 42 to 32. So you can see discount 10,000 naira has been added. Then you enter the amount of money patient is paying. So the patient can choose to pay part of the money, say 30,000 from the entire money, or say 20,000, and receive that as cash or transfer or POS. Let's say most people would probably pay transfer. So you receive that, and you can see the balance now 12,000 naira. Um, when the doctor wants to discharge a patient, as you see, in the doctor's side, there's a button there, the inpatient, to discharge a patient. If the patient has not cleared his outstanding, the doctor will be prompted that this patient has outstanding fees to pay. So until the fees are all cleared off from accounts, aka reception, the patient cannot be discharged. Instead, the um, um, what's it called? Ward money will be accruing. So yeah, that's all that the application does. If you go to management, you see all of these reports all aligning nicely over there. The idea is to take away the paper system where you transfer documents and folders and go through the folders to bill manually. So all of that is done by the software. I hope this is useful for your hospital. If it is, please contact us so that we can come set it up for you. It can be set up for you um, online, which is the best way to go, or if you want to have it um, locally, so you have a server and make sure your computers and tablets are all in the system, in the network, so that they can use the application from your hospital without the need of internet. Problem with that is that your server has to always be on. If it's down, if you have any issues with that computer, then your service will be down and you need to contact us to come all the way to fix it for you. But if it's online, it's simpler. If it's down, we'll see it's down from our end and have it sorted. Thank you for your time.